Dr. Sears was just talking about some of the common viruses that are lurking, but what about bacteria? Well, it's a whole different story. Pasteurization is an important process to kill harmful bacteria, things like E. coli and Salmonella. But what happens when something like fresh vegetable or fruit juice isn't pasteurized? We sent our investigative reporter Melanie Woodrow to a lab to find out how long it should last.
At LA Testing, laboratory analyst Lauren Hoppy tested non-pasteurized juices we provided for bacteria levels for 3 days. 3 of the fresh pressed juices were kept refrigerated and 3 were left out.
What we're seeing on these plates is basically the bacteria that was in these juices.
The initial Petri films Lauren showed us were covered in so many red dots representing bacteria, they ran together, creating a smear.
There's so much bacteria just on day 1, you're not able to count yet.
Of the non-pasteurized green juice, orange juice, and almond milk, the non-pasteurized almond milk tested for the most bacteria on day 1.
According to this bottle, it still had 2 days.
2 days left.
2 days left, but on the 30th on day 1, it had the most bacteria of all of our samples.
And the refrigerated one.
With each passing day, more bacteria grew. This is what the bacteria looked like under a microscope.
And so here we are on day 3, and the almond milk is now above 8 million.
That's correct.
The bacteria numbers were even higher for the juices not refrigerated.
Obviously, you would never drink this if you opened up the bottle and it looked like this, but what's really critical to understand here is that Lauren says these juices, after a day on the counter, while the bacteria counts went up significantly, they still looked the way they looked when we brought them in.
The business where we purchased the juice said it tests each batch for E. coli and Salmonella, and that without knowing the exact bacteria LA testing found, it would be hard to say if it was all bad bacteria. The business also said pressed juice should be consumed in 4 days or less and must be kept refrigerated at all times.
I'm one of these people. I get one of these juices, I leave it in my car, I go into yoga class, I come out, it looks okay. Maybe I think it's okay to drink, but based on today's results, I would say if you're not putting it in the fridge, you probably don't want to drink it.
You know, I love one thing you brought up in that tape piece, which is not all bacteria are bad bacteria.
That's right.
In fact, a lot of bacteria are great for us and actually great even in our guts. So it's tough because is the bacteria that's growing, is it bad, harmful bacteria or harmless bacteria?
Well, ideally, it's all in balance and everything's kept in check.
Sure. I mean, here's the thing. We all know that there are tremendous health benefits to juicing. But what happens is when you're pressing these fresh fruits or vegetables, any bacteria that might be on the outside of the skin or even inside is going to get in there. And so pasteurization, the reason we have pasteurization today is to kill off any bad bacteria. But of course, not only does it kill the bad bacteria, it also kills the good bacteria. And the thing is, if I put on one of these gloves and show you one of these juices, there's a lot of bacteria on these right now. So you don't want to touch them without putting on a glove, but surely any good bacteria that may have been in here may or may not still be alive. And then obviously you can see there's some bad stuff.
That's just plain nasty.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if it's good or bad bacteria. It's just nasty.
And here's what's really interesting. This orange variety that you picked up, this one actually had the lowest level of bacteria, probably because of the acidic properties involved as opposed to the almond milk, which we saw really, you can see just looking at it, it's pretty rough.
Melanie, is that just the settling of the, is that carrot juice or what is that?
It was an apple, carrot, orange variety, and yeah, you can see there's some separation there and probably some harmful bacteria as well.
Right, so this isn't just a whole wad of bacteria. This is mostly the carrot solids.
Correct. The other thing to watch out for is sometimes you'll see a warning label with these. They'll let you know if you have a weakened immune system that you might want to be careful with this product, but the FDA does not require it for everyone. So if you go up to a fruit stand or sometimes even a local juice bar, it's not necessarily required that they have that warning label.
Yeah, but if they're pressing it and you're immediately drinking it, then it's fine.
You should be okay.
Because you don't have that incubation time.
As long as there's no bacteria getting into that pressing process.